Alright, in these lessons, I'm going to explain staging and commit. Those are the phases that's available in the Git version control. Let's talk about it. There are three different phases: work in progress, WIP. Sometimes we also call it working directory. And then the second one is staging, or the stage. We call it the stage. And then the third one is the repository, or basically that is just a storage. I'll take you back into the user interface of the Gitkraken. Pay attention to the right panel over there. You see that there are three different boxes. Those represent three different phases, right? If you see in the work in progress, the working directory, that shows up as the top box in the right panel. And then the staging, the stage area, if you can read over there, it says stage file. Those are the files that we're getting ready to make a backup. We put it into the stage file. And then once we are ready to make a commit, down there in the bottom box, the one with the red highlight on the right, it's showing the message that we can type in whatever the message that we want to put over there for our memo, so we can remember. And then if you still remember, in the middle of the user interface, there is a commit graph. There is circle with the spaceship, or sometimes it's just blank in just whatever the logo that's selected for you. Each of that circle is a commit inside the repository. So basically, a repository is just a library of all your commits available that you have done so far, right? Now, I want to take you to how the file is working in moving from one phase to another, right? If you remember, in our project, we have the appetizer, main dish, and the dessert, and each of them has two different text files. I represent that with the appetizer as AP1, AP2, the main dish as MD1, MD2, and the dessert as a DS1 and DS2. For example, we make some changes into the main dish article, right? We don't make changes on all the other, just the main dish, to the MD1 and the MD2. Now, after we make changes, we save it. We're happy with the changes that we made. We put it into the staging area. Now, I want you to imagine, like, for the main dish, why we put it over there. It's just like this. If you're looking at a stage, you don't necessarily always see all the actors over there. You only see the actors that you want to see over there, and you want to take a picture. You ask the actors to stand over there, and then you take a picture. You take out your camera and you take a picture. The same thing in here. You only want to put the files that you make changes into the staging area. All the other files, since there is no changes, doesn't need to be there, right? Once you are happy with the file selection and you put it in the staging area, then you can do a commit. And when you do a commit, it will get stored into the repository. Okay. For example, 2 or 3 weeks down the road, accidentally you select a file, a paragraph in one of the file, and then you delete it and then you save it. Now the file is not working anymore. Now the file is wrong because it's missing information. You need to pull the data back from the commit into the working directory, right? So what you'll do is you will look for the commit that has that MD1 file, and there is a feature in the Gitkraken where you can just search for a certain file and then it will show you all the commit. Most likely, you will pull the latest one that is working. You're going to look for that commit, and then after that, you're going to pull it back. Once you pull it back from the commit, it's not directly go into the working directory, but get pulled into the staging area. Now, if you remember, the last commit that we've done for this MD, for the main dish, is we are staging 2 files, right? Now, when we bring it back from the commit, both files want to get put back into the staging area. However, if you look over here, we only make a mistake on one of the file. So what we'll do is we'll take the MD1 file and then we restore it into the working directory. We don't need to do the MD2 files into the working directory. We didn't make any mistake over there. So what we'll do after we restore it, we can just ignore the MD2, or we can just delete it from the staging area. So at the end, what's the purpose of the staging area? Staging area, even though it seems like an additional step that make backing up it's difficult or more clunky, but staging area is an area where you can pick and choose what you want to save or restore. That is very useful because if you're working with a big project, the staging area become very crucial. You're only focusing on all the changes over there, and then you can pick and choose what to save, you can pick and choose what to restore. And that is what makes Git version controls different compared to the other. All right. If you have any question, feel free to post it into the forum below, and I'll respond to it as soon as possible.